Welcome to Little Bighorn Treasure Hunting 7, an attempt to save a Native American written language called Togia. Today I'll show the word red, but first I have some questions I'd like to talk about real quick. The questions are, this is the first I've heard of Togia. I think you mentioned why it developed in your first video. I'll review, but when did it begin? Also, I'm not a historian and have little understanding, but it does seem uncharacteristic of the people claiming ownership in this fashion. What convinces you, sir, of Togia authenticity? What reasons do the big auction houses have to try to discredit Togia existence? What is Benjamin Black Elk's relation to Black Elk? John G. Newhart wrote in his book, Black Elk Speaks. Wendell told me Togia dates back to before 1100 AD. The reason the Indians put their names on the possessions is their way of thanking Wakantanka, God, who has given them these things, so he knows who is thanking him. Nicholas Black Elk is Ben's father and was 13 years old at the Little Bighorn and rode throughout the battlefield. He took his first scalp and had to kill the wounded soldier who was wounded in order to do the job. Nicholas had a vision when he was 9 years old and became walk-on, a holy man at a young age. His father, Black Elk Sr., taught the Togia language to him, in turn teaching it to Benjamin. Wendell Grandgard met Ben by chance, became friends, then became blood brothers. Ben taught him Togia. No one from the auction companies has ever tried to look at the symbols of this language Wendell has, and I guess they figure one man can't have this knowledge. The reason I believe the language is there are so many old artifacts with the same symbol that is in the book that Wendell wrote down, as Ben taught them to him. How is it that can be? What I have read from the books I show on the videos have been a great help in understanding the nature of the Native American Indians and why they could put their names and stories on their possessions. Hope this is a help. I've been blessed with so many artifacts that can show the same symbols. I felt they and the language need to be shared, and I believe saved for American history. Not to mention it's kind of fun. In the book Custer's Fall, the Indians who were at the Little Bighorn battle, on page 63 talks about in 1873, the U.S. government gave Red Cloud that his son, young Jack Red Cloud, lost at the Rosebud battle, 8 days before the Little Bighorn battle, and, quote, having Red Cloud's name engraved on it. Also, page 76 talks about sacred symbols on old She's Bear's burial temple, teepee, that they put on it. Page 78 tells of Custer's Crow Scouts seeing the markings which were similar to the crow symbols, quote. Now the word red is 3 dots, mostly in a triangle, also depending on where and how written in a straight line. Here's the sharps, the Blackfoot sharps, and if you look, you can see the 3 dots in a triangle. Also here, it shows them on the book as you go. Next, as you come down the line, here you see this was a piece from Red Cloud. This was sold at the auction, and you can see that it's 3 dots. Now this is the auction, and this is now October 29th. I still haven't been paid for this January auction. And somebody's got a really significant piece right there. It's serial number 49831. And it's a Sharps 1863 new model. Next, you come over here, and this is a Blackfoot, and her name's Red Woman. There's the 3 dots present. You can see all that there on that. And as you keep coming down, here's a model 1866 rifle. Now this is a very significant rifle, and I'm going to do just one video on this, well maybe more, but This one here was part of the election of Sitting Bull to become supreme leader of all 7 of the nations. But I'll show you. But it belonged to Red Bear. It was gifted, I'm sure, to him. I don't know if it was directly gifted to him by Sitting Bull or not. But you can see his name all over it. And then if you come down here, you'll see this is out of Black Horse's Springfield carbine that I've already showed you. He took away from Samuel Staples at the Little Bighorn. But if you look here, here's the 3 for red, 3 dots for red. Now here, this is a small priming horn, but you can see the prolific writing on it. And it's just all over the little piece. And it's way cool. These things are really affordable, and you can find them if you know what you're looking for. And then coming on back down here, this is a war club, and double-pointed war club. And this one belonged to Red Bull, and I'll read you the history real quick on this. During my examination of the double-pointed stone war club, I discovered the name Red Bull written in Togia on the stone head, along with the following message: Red Bull, Sanzar, kill many soldiers, battle, greasy grass. This is shown on illustration 1. Also on the stone head, I found the mark of Spotted Eagle's Bulldog Society is shown on illustration 2, and the name Red Bull written twice, and the Sanark's mark is shown on illustration 3. Red Bull is written several more times on the stone head as shown on illustration 4, 5, and 6. Red Bull was born in the 1840s, and when the Sanarks were fighting, he rode with Spotted Eagle's Buffalo Dung Band, and rode with Spotted Eagle at both the Rosebud and the Little Bighorn. When Sitting Bull left for Canada, Spotted Eagle's band of Sanarks followed along, and then they surrendered in 1880. Next, come down here, and this is a very significant Oglala Stone War Club. And the history on it is, during my examination of this double-pointed war club, I discovered the name Red Bear Oglala written in Togia on the bottom of the stone head. Right side of the stone is shown on illustration 1. Red Bear Oglala Chief is found written on the left side of the stone. Red Bear Oglala is found on 4 more locations on the stone, on the top of the stone head, and the leather strap. Right side of the stone, bottom of the stone head, and top of the leather strap. Red Bear was born in 1842. Red Bear was one of the 35 warriors who rode with Crazy Horse at the Battle of Greasy Grass, the Little Bighorn. See the attached list of men, which I will show you at some point later. Red Bear and his family surrendered with Crazy Horse in May 1877 at Fort Robinson and were placed at the Red Cloud Agency. Now here I have a couple pieces I just bought in October. Do you see the 3 dots for red right there? Also, there's some writing here. I'm not sure what that is. Hopefully I can get in touch with Wendell and find out. But also, look at the marks all along the handle as you go along. Sets of 3 everywhere, I believe, signify the word red. Now, I told you the naysayers of the big auction companies, you see the 3 little dots there and you say, oh, well, that, that could be anything. Well, look at this. These were all bought in October. Do you see this mark here? This is like the spotted mark. And then look at the little teepees here. 1, 2, 3 teepees. And if you go here, it's real faint, but there's 2 angles and like a mountain here. So hopefully Wendell will get back into doing this and help me out here, because there's significant writing on this. And like I said, it was purchased from one of the naysayer companies that don't believe in Togia. Well, I'm going to say that's it this time, and I appreciate you watching once again. Remember, my email is lbhtreasure, treasure, @gmail.com. I appreciate the folks who've contacted me. I hope we've all learned something again, and God bless. Bye.